morning. Look at those big blue eyes. You feeling okay this morning? He had his first set of vaccinations yesterday. And he's been fevering quite a bit, huh? And he slept almost 12 hours and he woke up like in between to eat. But he just slept pretty much the entire day yesterday, huh? What dinosaur are you?
I'm a triceratops.
You're a triceratops?
Yeah.
Okay.
And a Wackosaurus.
And a Wackosaurus.
And a Velociraptor.
And Velociraptor.
And a T-Rex.
And T-Rex. This is how he is 24/7. He's just always a dinosaur. Every once in a while I get cuddles from my Hendrix, but otherwise he's just a dinosaur, huh? Are you a nice dinosaur?
No.
No?
I like meat.
You like meat?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Does that mean that you're is it a carnivore?
No.
Then what are you?
It's a carnivore.
A carnivore?
Yeah.
That's right. Uh-oh.
The Triceratops dead.
The Triceratops is dead.
Yeah, the T-Rex did.
The T-Rex got him. Here's Bennett's stats from yesterday. So he's basically just really tall and skinny, which I feel like is the complete opposite from what Hendrix was, because he was just short and chunky. He was fevering quite a bit yesterday, so I went and grabbed him some Tylenol. Yeah.
I said I
We will.
Okay.
We'll paint probably, I want to cut your hair today. So we'll probably cut your hair and then we can paint.
No, I won't do it tomorrow.
No, we need to cut your hair today. I've been putting it off for way too long. It'll be quick though, it'll be a quick haircut. But we will paint today. I have some ceramic pumpkins I want to repaint. They were out of the colors I originally wanted, so I'm gonna have to do some like mixing and see what we can come up with.
We got a willow, red,
It's not red, what color is that?
brown,
Yep,
and white,
yep.
and
What color is that?
pink.
Nope. It's also brown.
Is brown?
Yep, there's two, because there's a dark brown and a light brown.
What's the which? Which better?
That's better.
Yeah. So this is brown.
Yep.
And this is willow. And this is brown.
Yep.
And this is white.
Great job. Well, I guess while I get the kitchen cleaned up, Hendrix asked if you could do a video.
First, we're gonna do each colors. Be like paint 81, but first this is willow, one by this, and then this brown, dark brown.
It's a light brown.
Oh, and this is white brown. But this is white, because this is why it comes pink. But that is not pink, but it gave Bill Sylvie. It got 2069 building. Cause like this is 2069 filed. Like this is taller. Like this 5 old Brachiosaurus there. Cause I just know how it can be possible. Cause like this is a down. Then it's shake and it will fall. Watch. There's the mattress.
Watching.
Oh.
Whoa, that was tricky.
Yeah. Oh. 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 Mom, look. It did. I did it. Watch. Oh no! It fell off!
There is some Cheerios and some raspberries.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm gonna cut your hair. You still like it long on top though, right? You want me to keep this? Should we just shave it all off? You wanna shave your head? No, huh? You wanna keep this long? You like the top right here? Okay, Yeah, he generally asks me to keep the top fairly long, so just trimming it up because as you can see it's getting kind of fuzzy and thick on the sides and the back. Also, it's a little before. I was gonna show everybody your hair. Oh, are you a velociraptor? Are you a velociraptor?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And I'm trying to stop you.
You're trying to stop me?
Yeah.
You know what would help? Is if you picked up your cars and they wouldn't be in the way. Stretch. Big stretch. Big stretch. I see your pigs. I do. You kind of got it backwards. You just gonna chew on it? Oh. Yeah. If you guys have not bought one of these thermometers, seriously the best. You just swipe their forehead. I think you go like a little below the ear. Best thing ever. It makes taking their temperature so easy. I think there's a new one that also came out where it's like you don't even have to really touch them. 98.7. You're good. Yeah, you're good. Your head just feels warm. That's all. Really? I have a handful of things I was hoping to get done today. I mean, I have things that I usually do like laundry, cooking, cleaning. But I have, like I said, these ceramic pumpkins that I want to hopefully repaint. They're a little dusty at the moment, but I don't remember when I bought these. I can't remember. Maybe it was like 2 years ago. I don't like the color of them anymore, and I don't really care for the gold. So I'm going to try to repaint those. I have 2 right there. I also added some at the top of the cabinets over there, so I'm gonna repaint those. I figured it would give us something to do today. I also want to try to make some pumpkin bread because that sounds really good. I'm letting Hendrix clean this off. I think I'm going to start with the white pumpkin just because it needs to be repainted. But I feel like it is. We're going to paint over that, so it's fine. I was just getting the dust off. But I feel like it's going to be the most promising of the 5 because I don't know how these ones are going to turn out. I don't know what color I want to do. I'll let you help. I just want to start and see how this goes, and then I'll let you help, okay?
Where's Mommy, you?
First layer of this will be done. Maybe should we try doing one of these yellow?
Yeah.
Which one should we do yellow?
Purple.
You gonna do this one?
Yeah.
Okay. That and I can't tell if the color if I picked, it's probably hard for you guys to tell exactly on camera, but I can't tell if this is like too mustardy. This is what I've got going so far. I did a second coat on the white one and it looks pretty much perfect. I just have to do the stump. The yellow one, I ended up adding a little bit of brown into it just because it was like a little too yellow for my liking or like what I was kind of going for. So I added a little bit of brown because I'm trying to match these colors that I have here. So I'm thinking I might go back and find like this burnt orange color. I might have to do some color mixing. I'm not really sure, but I think I nailed the yellow pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and paint the stump on this one because it's pretty much dry, and I just did a 3rd coat on that one. The blue was really hard to cover up, but I think we're getting there. I'm actually really happy with how it came out because like I said, with the white, I just kind of redid that. I'm so happy to see the gold gone. I feel like it looks so much better. I decided to do these 2 yellow because I'll have this one back up there and I'll put this one like this. And then I'll have that one next to it, except for it's gonna be like a burnt orange. You tired too? Brother's taking a nap. Bennett's down here in his bouncer, but believe it or not, it's almost 6 o'clock. Bennett has just been super, super fussy today, which was kind of expected. So I've been kind of just catering to him, not really focusing on vlogging. But I'm hoping he'll hold out so I can maybe get some dinner started, huh? Should we make some dinner? Because Dad should be home soon. Yeah, Dada should be home soon. Oh, you just gonna grunt? You're good at that, huh? This is the second part to this video. When I first was initially vlogging, Bennett had just had his shots. He was really fussy and just really needing my attention. My pumpkins never turned out. I could not find an orange paint because it was Halloween, everybody's doing crafts. Had to put it off. Maybe I'll bring them back out next year. I did like how the white and yellow turned out though. Those ones were really cute. A few days after I had started vlogging, we actually got sick with COVID. I explained this a little bit more in my next vlog that's coming up. Really wasn't our fault. There was no way to prevent it. We got COVID. That lasted about 3 weeks. Kenny definitely had it a lot worse than I did. I would say we're pretty much recovered from it, except for me. I have really bad asthma. It's definitely not as bad as it was like as a child. I think until I was like 3 or 4. I was actually diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, which if you know anything about that, it's basically like a terminal illness. I was very fortunate enough to get off of that list. So I don't know if that's why I'm still kind of feeling affected, but I feel like my lungs just have not fully recovered. We got sick, recovered from that, and then my depression kind of just tanked. I feel like I talk about this frequently enough that if you watch my channel regularly, you would know that I've had depression since I was probably like 10 years old. It kind of just comes in waves. Sometimes I'm feeling really good. Sometimes it just dips. I'm not one to really open up about how I feel. I bottle it up. I suppress it until it kind of just explodes and I have a meltdown, and it's very ugly. So I had just this big meltdown and completely opened up to Kenny, and I'm just like, I am not okay. The night that I opened up to Kenny and just kind of told him how I was feeling, this is what's so crazy to me, and saying it out loud just makes me want to just cry. So we went to bed really late that night, probably like 12:30. For some reason, I did not see this go off in my phone, but my mom had me in a group chat of saying that my stepdad's dad, so essentially my grandpa, he was not doing well. I woke up Saturday morning to a text saying that he had passed at 1:22 a.m. He tested positive for COVID. He was also having some kidney issues. There's just been a lot going on, and that's why I've been so MIA, on top of just trying to sit down and film or do anything for that matter. Has been extremely hard with Bennett. I feel like I could be wrong. I could super be wrong here, but I feel like ever since, because when we were sick with COVID, Kenny had to take 2 weeks off from work. Obviously it's 14 days. CDC recommends that. His company recommends that, and so he took 2 weeks off. I feel like Bennett just became really accustomed to that, and then ever since he went back to work, if I am not touching the kid or he can't see me, he just screams and cries and screams and cries and cries and cries. So that's just like a little insight of what's been going on, why I've been gone. Jumping on into a little bit about Bennett, I feel like you guys haven't really gotten to know him. Granted, he's only like 6.5 months, but like I feel like you guys just haven't gotten to see him like you did Hendrix, and it honestly makes me so sad because the more kids you have, I swear the time just goes by so much faster. Kenny and I were both telling each other, like, didn't I just have him? At his 5.5 month appointment, he was 15 pounds and 27 inches long. So he is a very tall boy. He is the same height that Hendrix was at 9 months old. We are still breastfeeding. We haven't really had many issues in the hospital though. This is what drives me nuts. And I was so worried that we were gonna get off on the wrong foot with breastfeeding because he was born, he was nursing like a champ. He had wet diapers, but he wasn't pooping, and they were super worried about that. They're like, oh, like he pooped when he was first born, but he hasn't gone since, and like that's an issue, which I understand. Like they want to make sure everything's okay, but they did like an ultrasound. They could see things were working properly, but we were coming up on the 24-hour mark and he just wasn't going. No matter how much I was breastfeeding him, he just wasn't going. And so they're like, okay, let's try formula. And they didn't give me the option to try to pump and like see if it was my milk. Like I knew, this is gonna be a little TMI, but before I had him, I did kind of pump on and off just to maybe see if I can get things going. Like I didn't like do it hardcore or anything. Like it was maybe like 2 minutes out of the day. But I got like quite a bit of colostrum out, not like ounces or anything, but like I was getting something, so like I knew that he was eating, but they didn't give me the option to like try to pump or anything. They were just like, nope, let's try formula. So they tried the bottle, he hated that, refused it, would spit it out, it just didn't work. The nurse even tried and he just refused. So they did, I believe it's called an SNS. Pretty sure it's like a little bag. It's by Medela, and essentially you put the formula in there, and then it has this really tiny tube, almost like the same one that they would use as a catheter for epidural, and they tape it to your nipple and you breastfeed and have the formula at the same time. And he was starting to refuse my boob. I was really worried that that was gonna make him refuse breastfeeding altogether, but he finally went and we didn't have to worry about formula ever again. Since we have not had issues, he breastfeeds on demand. I will say though that I have struggled with supply on this side. Not in the beginning, I actually had almost like an oversupply. My letdown was too fast and I almost essentially have stopped breastfeeding on this side, which I regret because now my boobs are a little lopsided. We have started him a little bit on solids. I wanted to do like the baby lead weaning. I'm just not fully comfortable with it. I mean, I'll give him like spears of cantaloupe, or what else has he tried? He's had avocado, but that's just more mashed up. Banana. He said raspberries, strawberries. I haven't really pushed solids. Like I'll give him maybe like 1/4 of a banana, mash it up, add some cinnamon, a little breast milk, and like he'll eat on that. But I haven't like given him 3 meals a day or anything. So we're kind of slowly getting there. I'm just kind of following his lead. If he wants it, he wants it. If not, it's no big deal. Along with following what he's doing, he's just now starting to like fully sit up on his own. I was a little worried because anytime you'd sit him down, he'd just want to stand up. Like he would push back and just want to stand up, and he's still too little to stand up on his own. So we're working on sitting, and I feel like the biggest thing that has helped us is a lot of the toys by Lovevery. Bennett is a very hands-on type of kid. He has a toy that we bought him, it lights up, and he doesn't really care for that section of it. He goes for all the other things that he can use his hands with. So I really appreciate that their toys are like that, and I know that he is getting some educational purposes out of it and really making his brain work. I have noticed over the past several months just how many toys we're still using out of the first play kit. I really like that you don't just use one play kit and then they're done with it. It's something that can really grow with them. You can find different ways to use them. I like that Lovevery's toys really make your baby engage. It's not just some overstimulating toy that has a bunch of buttons and plays music or sounds. It's like something that they really have to use their brain for, or just really process like what they're doing with the hand-eye coordination. These 2 particular toys from the 5 to 6 month box have helped probably the most with encouraging him to sit up and work on his balance. As you know, he was really trying to stand up, push himself back, and so this helps him lean forward and use those muscles. I really wanted to highlight just how great the play gym is. It is a little on the pricier end. However, we spent about $60 on a standard play gym from Target, and it lasted about 3 months. Bennett was about 3 months old. He outgrew it. It was just such a small area. Things were crammed together. He would roll over and already be off the mat. He would get tangled in the legs. The toys were also really hard to change out and weren't something that he could really grow with. It was just like it just wasn't well thought out. Lovevery's play gym. It's so easy to set up. It's very sturdy. I like that it's made out of wood, so it's pretty environmentally friendly. And no matter what direction Bennett rolls, he has something to engage with. It almost has sensory stations. So every side, there's just something to do. He can learn different textures. There's sounds, so like a little squeaker that you can do. Pockets that you can put a mirror in or switch out black and white cards, which you can also place at the top. The awesome part is that after Bennett is done with this portion, you can actually turn it into like a little fort. I actually just placed an order to get Bennett's next play kits. I'm going to do that for Christmas for him. The toys are perfect, and I feel like at this age it's kind of hard to shop for presents. It's just, I don't know, I feel like it's a bit of an awkward age, so he'll at least have something under the tree. I feel like any of their play kits or their play gym. They also offer other things. I'll leave a link down below. All of it would make for a perfect Christmas gift. You guys are just gonna have to bear with me now because he's getting a little fussy. I don't even think the camera's straight, but we're just gonna work with what we got. Something else that he's doing a lot also lately, probably just this past week, is when he's on his belly, he likes to try to attempt to crawl. Is that what you'd call it? Yeah, you like to try to crawl. You don't know how to lift your head up yet. So he has like the leg motion almost down. He just doesn't know to lift his head up. No matter who's holding him or where he's standing, he loves to jump all the time. Don't you? But he definitely has blue eyes, which he gets from Kenny. It's actually kind of funny because we have every single eye color. Bennett has blue eyes, I have green, Kenny has blue, Hendrix has brown. So we have all the eye colors in the family. However, if he's in like a certain kind of lighting, they almost have a green tint to it. It's a very light green tint to it. So it'll be interesting to see if he ends up with just blue eyes or green eyes or like a hazel. As for his hair, it again depends on the lighting. He definitely has some red hue to it, which he gets from both Kenny and I. But for the most part, I would say it's blonde. In some lighting, it looks almost as dark as mine, but I definitely think he's gonna be like a dirty blonde. Still don't have any teeth yet. I keep thinking that he's teething and there's just nothing there. So they're just gonna take their time, which is okay because there's nothing cuter than a gummy smile. Since he just woke up, I figured I would talk about his sleep, which, if I'm being completely honest, I feel like neither of my kids have been good sleepers. Hendrix was not very good at sleeping, mainly napping. Like at night, he wasn't too bad. But for Bennett, he was a really pretty okay sleeper, like as a newborn. I mean, he slept a lot, but he really enjoyed being held. He's still the same way, loves to be held, specifically by mom. Like I feel like if Kenny's holding him, after about 5 minutes, he'll be looking at me and just whining until I hold him. As far as sleep goes, he has been really, really hard to work with these past few months. It doesn't help that he's outgrowing his bassinet. I mean, he's almost 7 months old, so like it makes sense. I've touched a little bit about our financial situation, and I'm stressing even more because Christmas is a month away. Today's November 25th. I'm really stressing out. He's outgrowing his bassinet and he really needs a crib. So to where he's outgrowing that, he's been sleeping with us and I'm very paranoid. Kenny is a very heavy sleeper. Thankfully, I am not. I mean, sometimes I wish I was so that I could just sleep through any little ruckus and noise, but I worry so much. So any little movement that Kenny makes or any little movement that Bennett makes, I wake up to check on him because I'm so paranoid. So I'm not getting any sleep, which I know is so bad. He does wake, I would say every 2 hours, every hour. Sometimes it feels like more. It kind of just depends on the night. I think he wakes up so much of the night just because he's so accustomed to me being right there that if he needs to soothe, he doesn't know how to self-soothe without me. He does take a binky. He loves his binky, although he chews on it more now than anything. I feel like a lot of it stems to he just needs his own bed. And I know a lot of you have reached out and said, you know, if you were to set up like an Amazon wish list or something or a Venmo, you know, we'd be willing to help. But I just don't have it in me to ask. Like, I'm not one to ask for help, and I know I'm not asking for help. Like, you guys are literally telling me that you will. I don't ever want to come off the wrong way. I don't ever want to come off as like, oh, I'm just here for free stuff. Like, come fund my life, you know? Like, that's not how it is. I don't know, maybe by the time I edit this, I will come around and, you know, if you guys want to help, you're welcome to, but like, please, by all means, do not feel obligated to. Like, this is my life. We'll get it figured out. I'm not, you know, here to ask for free stuff. You guys do so much by just watching my videos and, you know, supporting me through that. My last check that I actually got from YouTube, I was going to put towards his bed, but my family needed food on the table at that time, so that's what I did. I really wanted to touch on how I'm doing postpartum, but I don't know if Bennett's gonna let me, so I might have to do that in a different vlog. So I don't know, this was kind of more of like a random chit-chatty type of video, but I just wanted to let you know that, like, yeah, I didn't just fall off of the face of YouTube. I am here. I have like 4 or 5 videos I need to get edited and posted, and it's just a lot going on. Life is just 2020. Not even life, it's just 2020. I hope 2021 is better for all of us. I'm sure, you know, you guys are going through your own stuff. I try to stay up to date on Instagram. So if you want to kind of keep up on what's going on, definitely give us a follow on there. I might have to cut it off there. I'm sure I forgot like a million different things that I wanted to tell you about Bennett. So maybe in a different vlog, I'll kind of sit down and talk to you guys a little bit more about how I'm feeling postpartum. Bye! Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in our next video. I hope you guys have a very happy Thanksgiving if you are here in the States, and stay safe.